Hello and welcome. How are you today? Isn't the weather lovely, isn't it? Yes, it's a bit cold, but it's nice to have a bit of sunshine. Okay, so thank you for sending in your nutritional questionnaire ahead of today's appointment. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It is a bit long, but the more we know about you, the more I can help you better and achieve your nutrition goals or your health goals. So can I pour you some water, because we will be going through your questionnaire just so that I can find out more about you. And the more I know about you, the more I can help you to achieve your health goals. Okay. There you go. Please feel free to have some more if you need it. Good. So, shall I tell you what we're going to do today? Okay, good. So, I've had a look at your questionnaire that you sent in previously, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. And so asking you the questions basically gives me a better idea of how I can help you and how I can tailor your nutrition plan that will give you the best results. Is that okay? Perfect. Okay, so can you just confirm your date of birth? Excellent. And your doctor's details? Excellent. So, depending on what you tell me and what we uncover during this time, or all the appointments that we're going to have, I may or may not have to contact your doctor. How do you feel about that? Do you consent to that happening? Perfect. So I'm just going to write that down. Excellent. Okay, and I see that you've signed and dated the consent form, just so we know that you're happy for us to do these consultations. Excellent. And I see that you've sent in all the other forms. That's great. Thank you so much. That's so helpful, because obviously we need to make sure that you consent to what we're going to do here. Okay, so looking through the form, and your health goals is to lose weight and to balance your moods. Does that sound about right? Is that still what you'd like to achieve? Okay. Yes, it's really important, isn't it? So We don't want a crash diet. What our aim with the nutrition support that I'm going to provide you is that we give you a nice steady weight loss over time. So what we're expecting is about 1 to 2 pounds per week. That's a nice healthy steady weight loss. And having the steady weight loss really makes this process a lot more sustainable, because it's so easy to be able to crash diet, or maybe not so easy, but then in a short space of time it's just too hard to sustain, and we end up going back to our eating patterns or lifestyle patterns. And the whole purpose of my helping you is for you also to be able to have a lifestyle change that you can continue past the time that you're seeing me. So that's part of what we'll be doing here. Is that okay? It's so important, isn't it, to have something sustainable? Of course, and I'll be here all the way through to help you, and you've always got access to me to ask any questions. Excellent. Okay, so looking at your health issues, and really, as you've put here that you've gained weight. So did you notice when you may have started gaining weight? Okay. Right, yes. And is your job stressful? Yes, it can be. Stress can really play havoc with our weight and our emotions, and I think a lot of people underestimate the effects that stress can have on our body physically and emotionally. And have you changed your diet at all, or taken up exercise, or just to try to lose the weight? Okay, so I know that you'll see me writing down notes. It is just so that I've got a record of our conversation, and then it just helps me to create that personalized nutrition plan for you. Okay? Good. Excellent. So tell me more about your moods and your up and down moods. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yes. Okay. It's awful, isn't it? And sometimes I think, yes, of course, we're going to try and see what we can do about that. A lot of the time, the weight gain, the stress, and I see here that you're not sleeping well either. Yes. Okay, so we'll talk about your food diary in a little while, and then we can link everything together. Okay? Good. So, have you seen your doctor about maybe to get help for losing weight? Right. It's difficult when you don't have time, isn't it? Jobs just get in the way of a lot of things. Okay. Okay, so I think one of my suggestions is to go and see your doctor just to make sure that he or she can give you a check over, or maybe you can discuss how you're feeling, and then he or she can hopefully do a few tests to make sure that there's no underlying health issues there. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so I see here that you've had some medication from your doctor recently. What was that for? Okay. And did it help? Yes, and when did you have any of the same medication previous to that? Yes, yeah, I can understand you don't really want to be having medication regularly if you can help it. Okay, good. So hopefully try and avoid that in future with the changes that we're about to make. Of course, yes, yes, perfect. Okay, so shall we talk about the body symptoms that you're getting? And one of the first boxes that you've ticked is that you get white patches on your tongue. Tell me more about that. And are they usually itchy, or do you feel any pain? Okay. And also it says here you get muscle spasms and twitches, and when does that happen usually? Right. It's difficult, isn't it? When you're trying to sleep and then you're getting all those muscle spasms. Yes. And also it says here you've noticed some muscle loss. Okay. And does it all coincide with all the other symptoms, do you think? No. Yes, it's difficult when you're so busy that you are too stressed or you're too tired to do any exercise. So maybe they are related, but obviously we want to make sure that you're not losing muscle too quickly or too much, which is another reason really to go and see your doctor, just to make sure that there's nothing else going on there. No, I'm not trying to worry you. We just want to make sure that you are okay. I mean, you look well. Yes. Good. Okay. And right, so in terms of your moods, we'll look at your moods now. So you put here that you experience brain fog quite frequently. And how would you describe frequent? Is that every day, every once or twice a week? Right, okay. So usually after lunch, after a bowl of pasta, yes, I can understand. Pasta is delicious, isn't it? But yes, it's for a lot of us. It can make us very sleepy after eating it. Right. Yes. Excellent. Okay. So that explains a lot, and because I did have a look at your form before our appointment today, so I have already done a little bit of analysis of how I think things may be going for you, and so a lot of the answers really sort of confirming what I suspect, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yes. Oh, good, excellent. So when you're feeling tired after lunch, what do you tend to do to increase your energy levels? Okay. Yes, please have a drink of water. That's another thing that's really important. Yes. Right. So maybe that's on our to-do list, is to have more water. Good. Okay, good. Okay, and continuing on from the moods, it says here that you've ticked anger as one of the moods you've experienced. Right, okay. So you're going from sleepy after a bowl of pasta or a big ready meal after lunch, and then you get hungry, and then if you don't, right, okay, yes, it sounds like they are related. That the term is called hangry, I believe. Good. And okay, so I think we've answered that question about your moods are up and down a lot of the time. And then it says here you get palpitations. Okay, have you seen your doctor about them? Yes, it's important to have those seen. Yeah, see your doctor and to make sure that he can do other tests need to be done. No, I think at this point, because you're under a lot of stress at the moment, I think it's really important to get to be seen by your doctor and try to do some relaxation. You're not at work in the meantime while you're waiting for your doctor's appointment. Okay. We'll talk about what we'll be doing in a little while and as part of your nutrition plan. Okay. Yeah, this because we're trying to look at your plan from a holistic point of view. We're not just creating a menu plan for you. We look at your lifestyle, your sleep pattern, your stress levels, and things like that, and we'll work through each stage. Yes, because it's been going on for a while, we won't be able to do everything, to tackle everything all at once. We have to take it in stages. And hopefully we'll start off with things with the symptoms that will give you relief most, and hopefully that will have a trickle-down effect and you'll actually end up, a lot of those other symptoms will ease off as we work through those main symptoms. Yes, I'm not going to overwhelm you. I'm not going to make drastic changes that you'll think, Yes, good. So don't worry. We'll help you the best we can. Excellent. Okay, so now, I looked at your measurements that you put on the form, and I did do a waist to hip circumference, your waist to hip ratio, and it does show that you do need to lose some weight, and that your waist to hip ratio does put you on a higher risk for certain weight-related diseases. So it's great timing that you've come to see me, because we can start working on that. Excellent. Good. Well, you've done really well for, recognizing what you need to do and for seeking help. That's always the most important thing. So perfect. You're doing the right thing. Good. Okay, so looking at your family history, I can see that you've put down here that your mother had this condition. Right. And has any other family members got the same condition? Okay, good. And we want for you to avoid that. And have you been diagnosed at all with this similar condition? Excellent, good. So, don't have condition, and we definitely want to avoid that developing, don't we? Excellent, good. And so you've already mentioned that you are stressed a lot at work. Is that on a daily basis, or is there time where it eases? Yes, yeah, it sounds like quite a very stressful situation. It's good that your family are supportive. And do you get time to switch off at all? Maybe go for a walk or do something relaxing. Okay. So we'll look at that as well in a minute. Yes. Okay, so shall we have a look at your food diary now? And how did you find it doing the food diary? Yes. So, yes, it's really important, isn't it? It just, doing the food diary just puts it in black and white, so to speak, about the reality of what you're eating, your lifestyle, and your eating pattern. Yes. Okay, so we're not, just to make you feel reassured that this isn't about checking up on you or judging what you're eating or what have you. And it's really important to be honest in what you put down in your diary, because at the end of the day, this is to help you out and to uncover what may be going on, and I can only provide the help that you need with the right information. So please don't feel judged. It is uncovering the information that I need to help you. Good. Okay. So I see from your food diary that a lot of the time you skip breakfast and you eat on the go, and you end up having a lot of breads and pastas and things like that. Okay. And when you're eating through your lunch break, how do you feel afterwards? Yes, yeah. So that's what happens. It's all related, really. When you're stressed, your body is coping with all the stress, and it basically shuts down your digestive system. And that's why when you're eating, your body isn't able to release all the digestive enzymes that you need, because your body is in that fight or flight syndrome, it's called. And the last thing it wants to do is think about digestion. All your body is thinking about is coping with the stress that you're coping with at that time and on a day-to-day basis. Yes. Yeah. A lot of people don't associate stress or poor digestion. With stress, yes, that's right. Yes, yeah. And it does. In extreme cases, the stress can actually shut off your digestion altogether. That's why you feel bloated and windy and uncomfortable. Yeah. Okay. And I've noticed also that you've said that going with your food diary, that you have dinner late sometimes. And how do you feel when you're having your dinner at 9:30 in the evening? More bloatedness. And discomfort. And then you're taking something for that discomfort. Yes. It's a bit of a negative cycle, isn't it? I'm really sorry you're feeling so bad. Yes. So we will do what we can to help ease all your symptoms. Okay. So that's absolutely great, I think, because we've got an hour. That's provide us with all the questions that I've asked you so far. It has given me enough information to build on it to start creating your initial nutrition plan. Yes, we don't want to go through everything. We want to have a bit of a laser focus on certain things. That way we're not doing everything And if we do, which we can't do anyway, but we want to monitor what's working, what's not working, what's giving you relief. Good. Okay. Do you have any questions at this moment in time? Yeah. Oh. I'm glad that I've answered things along the way. Excellent. So please feel free to ask me any questions as we do carry on. Good. Okay, so based on the information that you've given me, what I think we will work on is balancing your blood sugar levels, your energy levels. And shall I explain what I mean by that? Okay. So, now, based on the information you've given me, what the research that I did before our appointment today, and all your symptoms and what have you, the reason that we're working on your blood sugar levels is because, as you know, we get all our energy from the food that we eat. And when we're low in energy and feeling a bit lethargic and what have you, what we eat can have an impact on our sustained energy levels. So I've got this diagram here that I've created that may help to explain things a little bit. So as you can see, like you've explained here to me, so you tend to go buy your breakfast and you have croissants or a coffee and what have you, and I don't know if you can see it, so first thing in the morning you're feeling really tired, so you have your coffee and your croissant or pastry, so that raises your energy levels. But then a couple of hours later you feel really tired again, and that's the point when you've said that you feel hungry or irritable or moody or sleepy when you can't get food quickly enough. Yes. And it's difficult to concentrate, isn't it? Okay, so the reason for that is that our body can only take a certain amount of sugar in our blood at a certain point. And so, for example, this is the level that our body will be able to cope with the sugar in our blood, and it's about a teaspoonful of sugar. And what happens is that when we've had really sugary foods like your pastries and your coffees and what have you, it raises your blood sugar levels up really high, too high, and then a hormone called insulin, gets released from your pancreas to bring your blood sugar levels back within this normal parameter. Now, depending on what you've eaten or what you're doing to cope with the dip in your energy levels, will determine how, again, your body copes. So if you end up having another pastry or another coffee, it shoots your blood sugar levels back up again, And then your body has to bring your blood sugar levels back within this level, within the normal level. And because you've had sugary foods, it shoots your blood sugar levels back down either too low or too quickly. And again, you feel tired. So you can see the cycle of up, down, up, down. And if you're having eating on the go, or you're having carb heavy meals like potatoes, breads, pastas, the reason that your energy levels is going through this up down cycle is because of the amount of sugar that's being released into your system from the food you eat. And then because your body can't cope with that level of sugar, the insulin gets released to bring the sugar levels within that normal parameter. And that's just how the body works. And that's why you've got that seesaw. And that's why you've got that seesaw of energy. Now, in the short term, fine, it's not ideal. But in the long terms, like everything else, like you're finding that since you've been working in this job, your energy levels and your brain power, your mental capacity is going down. So the more you're consistently that's happening, the more your pancreas gets tired, and eventually your body gets less sensitive to the insulin. And that's then where all other health issues may start developing. So we are at perfect space to start doing something about it. And that's also the issue that you may be putting on weight is because of the constant insulin release. So how does that sound? Does that make sense? Yes. It's complicated, isn't it? Yes, so really the other reason that is related to your weight loss is because insulin is something called a fat storing hormone. So your body has to do something with all that sugar. The way that insulin brings your blood sugar levels back down into the normal parameters is by storing the excess sugar as fat. Basically, it stores it in your fat cells, and that's why you're finding you're putting on weight. Good, and that's what we're going to talk about now. So what I am going to do is devise a nutrition plan for you. I do have it here. Here we go. Okay, so what I've done is a plan for a weekly plan. So you'll see here you've got your breakfast, lunch, so that's Monday, Tuesday, so you've got the whole week, and we've got your breakfast, snacks, lunches, snacks and dinners. Yes, you can have snacks. Right, the snacks are there if you need it, but the whole purpose is to hopefully that your main meals, so your breakfast, we've got apple spiced kefir soaked oatmeal for breakfast, and you've got pan-seared sea bass with dukkha and brown rice noodles and vegetables for dinner, as an example for the Monday. So what we're replacing your takeaway meals with are whole foods that will help to keep your energy levels sustained throughout your main meals. So these are foods that will help to keep your blood sugar levels even, because they are more dense in nutrients and they're harder to digest, so which means that they release their sugar, or they release the energy slowly, which means you're less, that's right, yes, you're less likely to feel hungry and you will feel full for longer. Yes, which means you will have less of the seesawing of energy levels, better moods, better brain, better thinking, less brain fog. And when you're not eating those easily digested carbohydrates, you're less likely to have those sugary up and down levels, energy levels. Good, does that sound good? Yes, so you've got a week's worth, and then I'll see you again in a week or so. Okay, so shall we talk about what our plan is, our goals for this week? So I will keep things very, very simple. And what we want to do is to just give you I think we've got four things here that from our conversation that we've got planned. So the first goal that we're going to do is for you to make an appointment to see your doctor, just to make sure that he can or she can rule out any health issues, give you checks to see why your energy may be so low, do any blood tests and things like that he or she thinks may be needed. Yes, yeah, I don't like needles either, but if she feels it's really important, yeah, the more information, especially from the doctor, that will help us to make decisions, the better that we'll be able to help you. Good. So number one is to see your doctor. Okay, so in terms of, we've got the menu plan, which I will send in email. I think one of our goals is also for you to cook from scratch 1 or 2 dinners per week. And the reason is for that is when you're cooking from scratch from whole foods, as in whole food ingredients, not necessarily from whole foods, preparation of the meal and the smelling of the scents from the food, the aromas from the food, gets your brain starting the digestion, and it actually works by stimulating those initial digestive enzymes in your mouth, which then releases more. It prepares the body for eating, basically. So that's number 2, is to cook from scratch. Good. Do you think you'll be able to do that? And that's why I'm saying 1 or 2. 2 if you can manage it. Good, excellent. Then that way your digestion starts. Perfect. Excellent. I like that you can manage 2. Good. So the third thing that we are going to do is to eat those same meals or as many meals as you can. I know when you're at work it can be difficult, but when you're the 1 or 2 evening meals that you can cook from scratch, if you can sit down and eat in a nice quiet environment, that would be really good, with the least distraction as possible. Because like we said, when you're stressed, your body is coping with the stress, so it's not thinking about digestion or digesting your food. So if you take time to have 2 to 3 breaths, slow breathing before eating, then that calms your nervous system down, and it will help to get your body into that relaxed environment to focus on digestion instead of coping with stress. Right, good. Excellent. I like it. See, you're thinking already. Good. Perfect. And the fourth change we're going to, our fourth goal for this week, is on the menu plan. As you can see, that I've added oatmeal and brown rice noodles, adding in the broccoli. What else are we adding? Putting in cauliflower. We're adding more proteins and adding nuts as well as snacks. And what these will do is, like I've said with the other foods, these are nutrient-dense foods, and they will help to release the energy from the food a lot slower, and they will help to keep you feel full for longer, and that way it keeps your energy sustained and you're less likely to snack. Yes, because you've seen in your food diary that snacking is probably all sugary foods that you want to cut down on. Excellent. Perfect. So how does all this sound to you? Does it sound manageable? Good. So there's only 4 things that we need to focus on this week, and that makes it a lot easier to make simple changes as we go along. Good. Yes, it does make you think, doesn't it, when someone explains it to you. Okay, good. Any other questions? Yes, it will take a bit of getting used to in terms of changing the white breads for the brown varieties. And that's why we'll, see how you get on. You have access via email, and you can WhatsApp me quick questions if you have any questions. So what I will do is I will have another look at the notes that I've made from the conversation we've had today, I'll do a little written discussion, bullet points, with our goals for this week, what we've discussed, and what we need for you to do. And then I will get that all prepared and I will send it to you within the next 48 hours. Is that okay? Good. That way, yeah, we've gone through so much information that it would be difficult to think about everything. So that's why I'm going to get it all written down and emailed to you. Then that way you've got time to look through the information and digest it, and your menu plan will also come with a list of ingredients, so that way you've got the shopping list. Yes, it's a bit of a change, but we want to make sure we're putting you on the right track to making healthier choices. Good. So thank you for coming today. It's lovely to meet you. It's nice to meet in person, isn't it? And I shall see you next week. Okay. Take care.